Canberra Metalheads.
The Archives.
Me and You is Season 2. Alright, let's kick it.
Hello and welcome to the interview section. You got Marky Malphas
and JDecay.
Joined here with the guys from Heathen Spawn. We've got
Skits, play bass.
You got Chris, I play vocals.
And Steve, I play guitar.
Perfect, man. It's good to have you guys here. We're at the basement for the pre-gig interview. You guys came down all from Sydney?
All from Sydney.
Yep. Enjoying the lovely Canberra weather compared to the Sydney.
Oh, mate, it's great. I love winter. How good's winter?
Yeah.
I feel like they specifically placed it nowhere near a beach, just for people like you.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
Driving down the road.
And on election day too.
Yeah, exactly,
Better
man.
day to come down.
That's exactly right, man. Get to have the full experience. It's like they planned it that way. We had James from Ashes to Dust Touring hook us up with this, so that was cool. And you guys were mentioning before you've played in Canberra before individually, yeah? Like so.
I have.
Yep.
No, the other guys have.
No.
Sorry.
First
Yeah.
time. First time. Yeah.
So Heathen Spawn, first time in Canberra.
Correct.
You guys had this one on the horizon for a little bit. How's it feel to finally be here?
Good.
Yeah,
No, we're excited.
It's nice, yeah.
Good little crowd already building up, so
Yep.
that's what we want.
That's exactly right, man. So it's on the Black Venom gig tonight. Is it you had many gigs before this in the tour, or
No, not at all. Like we play very, very far out. Very, what's the word? Sparse.
Yeah.
Sparse. Like, we're just smart about it, and we just take our time and a lot of rehearsing though. We never stop rehearsing. We're not lazy or anything like that, and it's good.
Yeah, good to hear, man. Good to hear.
But our next show is in Slovenia, in Europe, in front of 12,000 people at Metal Days. So
Yeah, right.
that's how sparse we play.
Yeah.
You know?
You build that following.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like as if your fans were a printer. You just kept hitting the print button, and then all of a sudden heaps just come out at once.
That's right. That's right.
Metal Days is sick.
Yeah.
It's good
Yeah.
venue. I think we're playing, the Monday night?
We're playing on the Monday night. I think
First night,
we
yeah.
clash with Arch Enemy. I don't know who they are, so should be good.
Maybe we should get some photography for free there.
Oh man. Well, I guess one bad thing about that is you won't have photos of the people from March Enemy watching you guys
That's right.
play.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, they don't
cool.
have any photos anyway, so.
I don't think Arch Enemy fans would be much into Heathen Spawn anyway, so we're all good, you know.
Cool. So what was the hook up through that? How did that come about?
We went there last year, a couple of us, myself, Gaz, and Ali, and Ali brought along a CD, and you can actually meet the promoter.
Yep.
And just had a chat to him, or she had a chat to him, and you can sign up for it on the spot, and we did that, and then half a year later got an email going, guys want to play, and we jumped on it straight away.
Yeah, perfect, man. That's really cool. How's it feel to going from? I know, especially with gigs and stuff like that, you put out an email to possible, potential gigs, and then all of a sudden it comes through. How's it feel to actually get the spot?
Yeah, it was amazing. Because a couple of us have already been there, and we know what it's like to play, to see the crowds and that over there, and it's kind of like an honour to go over there and play one of our first shows over in Europe.
Yeah, cool,
in a
man.
festival like that.
Holding down the Aussie flag as
Yes,
well.
definitely.
And we're only playing the one show. That's how sparse we are.
Yeah.
We're having a holiday. Yeah.
That's it. Well, that's so that everyone can soak it all up in one go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is there any bands on the bill over there that's on your to-do list?
My to-do list would be Liquid Graveyard, Impaled Nazarene, and Garl's Word. Gorgoroth dude.
Yeah.
I saw Bullet got announced lately as well.
And Bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick, man.
Steve?
I think Hypocrisy.
Oh, Hypocrisy.
playing.
We'll
Yeah.
watch them. And,
Yeah, cool.
Oh, Demons and Wizards just for fucking.
Yeah.
just for why not? Yeah. But
Is Emperor on it?
No.
They play.
Oh, it's Ramstein this year.
No,
that was a joke.
Oh, it was a joke.
That was April Fool's Day.
Oh, what? I was excited about that shit.
Man. Speaking of Emperor, you guys catch Emperor while they were in Sydney?
Yeah, we did. We all did. Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. it's cool to see some of those big tours coming through Australia now.
There's a lot of
man.
tours coming these days.
Yeah. Some big ones.
Even Canberra's getting some. We noticed
Yeah,
Witchery
exactly,
and
man.
yeah.
Haunted. We had Phil Anselmo here.
Yeah, cool.
I think the week after we started this podcast was the week before Cradle of Filth played here. So
Where did they play?
Here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that would have been.
Yeah. So
cool.
So like a week before our first episode was when Cradle of Filth was here. So just missed out, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
But that was so real, man. Because I'm sitting there like, man, I was working behind. I work here as well, and I was behind the bar, and I looked up, and I'm like, man, I'm like 20 meters away from Danny Filth, and he's singing like all the songs I remember from high school, man.
Yeah. I came down last year to see Satyricon at the Transit Bar.
Yeah.
Just because it was a smaller venue than Sydney. Like I'm all over that. You know, big bands in small venues. Like I love it.
There's some good gigs going on at Transit as well. It's scooping up like. If there's not a gig here, there's one there, you know?
Right.
So between the two, you're getting a cool gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised they fit it all on the stage there, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it was good.
We have a local band that plays there a fair bit called Witch Skull. They, like, pretty solid staple in the scene.
Yeah, they play in Sydney, they're very good.
Yeah, dude, they do a few
very good
Melbourne
band.
shows and stuff, But, they got history. You got, like, Looking Glass
Armored
and
Angel,
Armored Angel and... So, it all goes... speaking of history, man, what's the... you guys had any other bands before this? Like, is there any other bands that sort of influence that you've been in?
Yeah, so we've played... Myself and the drummer, we played in a band called Whiskey Smile.
Yep.
Which wrapped up a couple of years ago. And then the majority of the band, except for Chris, we all were in another band called Swamp Harlot, a bit more rocky stuff. And then once that kind of finished up, we started to do the Heathen Spawn stuff.
Cool.
And myself, I'm also in Bastardizer.
Yep.
And I was in a glam band for a while. That doesn't really mean anything. Don't Google us.
You watch your searches trend after
That's
this
right.
episode.
That's right. I was also in a band with James for a while.
Oh yeah,
back in the day, Chapel.
Oh, okay. We've had James on the show before as well.
Yeah, no, he's great. That's about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep, nice. And
Bastardizer's killing it, so you know.
Yeah, dude.
Heathen Spawn's doing great.
Yeah,
It's all
exactly,
good.
man.
Best of both worlds.
I keep confusing myself with the whole like switch over because Bastardizer's playing Heathen Fest. So
you'd think Heathen Spawn would be playing Heathen Fest. So I
Yeah.
probably, when I got the email from Bastardizer, I probably should have said, oh, by the way, I'm in another band, you know. My bad.
Yeah, man. So, like, this is Canberra Metalheads. My brother runs South Coast Metalheads. So, my brother's
Oh,
Luke.
Lukey.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so...
you got the same last name.
Yeah.
Just clicked.
So, just churning out Metalheads across this side of Australia, I guess. Keeping things running. And what about yourself, man? Any other projects or anything like that before Heathen Spawn?
I was in Swamp Harlot with Skits and Gats and Ali as well. Yeah.
Yep.
So once that sort of fell away, we started writing heavier shit and pulled out the garbage and kept the ones that were catchy. And then Chris came on board and liked it. And
Yeah, cool.
here we are.
Nice, man. It's a bit like I was saying before, like so I interviewed Patrick Jensen for The Haunted and Witchery.
Yep.
He was saying that, like you're saying about the writing process, you throw out things. He's like, man, I write 4 songs and then like one of them will go to The Haunted and the rest are for Witchery. Like he just like works.
Yeah, like in a way, I kind of do that with lyrics. If something's not gelling for Bastardizer, I'll always keep it on file. And then like once I hear one of Steve's riffs, I'm like, wait, I can come back to that. Like, trying to think of a song like Nail the Nazarene, one of our songs. I said to Bastardizer, you know, got a cool song title, Nail the Nazarene. They're like, nah. It's like, all right. Heathen Spawn were like, yeah, fuck yeah. So it worked out well. And same with Second to None. We got another song, Second to None, like N-U-N.
Yep.
And because Bastardizer doesn't like jokes or something, I don't know. Serious, that band. But, they're all for it. And so it's worked out well for 2 song titles.
Yeah, definitely has.
That's like our party anthem.
It is, yeah. Bet you Bill likes that song too.
Just secretly beats it. It's like, oh, you bastards.
Man, I was just checking through my notes because speaking of which, we played Crimson Trenches.
Oh, Crimson Trenches. Yep.
Yeah, in the last episode, we had like a Heathen Fest episode where we played like a bunch of bands that are on Heathen Fest. So that's why that came up. But it's cool to see the crossover, man. A lot of the time people are in multiple bands, especially in the Australian scene. Everyone helps each other out.
Yeah, definitely. It's good that Bastardizer and Heathen Spawn are actually like really different as well. Like especially vocally wise, you probably can't tell that I'm the singer of Bastardizer. Like it's great. Like yeah. I do magical things. Just have a few beers and suddenly sing death metal. So yeah.
I'm a supporter of both of those things.
Cool.
So
Cool.
We mentioned before that you guys kicked off the band. How long ago was that?
2016, 2017.
Oh, we started kind of about 2015 when the other band stopped.
I think I joined at the end of 2015.
Yeah, so it'll be in a bit before that, maybe. Yeah.
So 2000. It got serious about 2016, I'd say.
Yeah, we were writing for a while.
They were writing for a while,
Yeah,
and
so we just got tossing through a couple of styles and genres, and we'll see what would kind of work for us, and then we kind of got that more death metal style.
Yeah,
and then
perfect.
Chris joined on from there as well.
Yep.
That's really good, man. So you guys are original members and Chris came in a little after that, or?
Yeah, pretty much,
Yeah, we're just looking for a vocalist, and there he was, the shining light.
And so you were in Bastardizer at the time when you seen?
Correct.
Or,
Yeah, we were all friends from like around the
Yeah.
So we kinda knew each
Bastardizer
other.
played a lot with Whiskey Smile. And,
Yep.
and I saw Swamp Harlot as well.
Yep.
These guys, and So now we're all friends, and
Yeah,
All
they put
works
it
out.
there and you hit it up straight away.
they put it out there, and I just saw it. And I'm like, I got some spare time on my hands.
Yeah.
I don't have any time, but I manage. Yeah.
Man, it's always whenever I have heaps of time, there's like, I don't use it properly. Like, whenever because I do contracting and I might be between a contract, have like a bit of time off or whatever. And that's where I'm like, man, it'll be so good when I have time off. I can do all this stuff, and then I end up just doing none of it. And then when I'm back at work, I'm trying to do it all at the same time.
That's right. Right.
So I could imagine with and now with like a lot of bands having hired guns and things like that, it is kind of that contract work as well. You hear a lot about, for example, we had Todd from Psychroptic on the show, and he started as like a hired gun, and eventually now I think only end of last year became a permanent member officially. Reflexes there. Yeah, save Jay. Yeah, so that was cool. It was good to see how the scene sort of evolved. Have you guys seen the documentary Hired Guns? Did you?
No.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've
So
watched it on Netflix,
so like
It's on Netflix. I'll watch it.
dude,
Yeah,
it's cool. They actually had an interview with Alice Cooper, and he went to see
Hollywood Blondes, I think it was.
Yeah, and
No, it was the Beverly Hill Kills or whatever.
it was like something, and then it was like that guitarist looks good. Turns out he was the guy from Five Finger Death Punch, and then ended up playing for him when he was touring. He just needed it. So yeah, people just go, oh yeah, like looks good. I think it changes the aspect or like the dynamic of a band, just being able to pull someone and their influence into like a touring band.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
But yeah, that's sort of what we've noticed over the years. You start to get more of that. I think it's not as common now to have just like a solid lineup always from start to finish, and it never changes. It's good to have that dynamic, I guess.
Definitely. I mean, the good thing is like we've stayed together, and no lineup changes there yet. Not yet. We're all good.
That's good, man. It's also a good dynamic of like. It's also good to know that like. I guess after touring and playing and all that, it puts the pressure on the band. If you can get through that, then you know that you're solid.
100%. Yeah, for sure. We've had a lot of problems in Bastardizer with ex-members and stuff like that. But now the lineup we've got now, we've had for 2 years, over 2 years. It's the longest lineup we've had in Bastardizer.
Yeah.
We're already writing our third album. It's all gelling. It's all good.
Perfect, man. So have
we
you
still fight overseas? We love fighting. But we come back. We're all friends again.
Man, it's what keeps the hate. You know what I mean? I was saying this before. If you want to, it came up in a previous episode. I occasionally do radio for the more mainstream radio.
Yeah.
And I was doing a guest spot on that, and they said, "What makes death metal?" And I said, "Hatred."
Yeah.
If you have someone with a perfect life, nothing went wrong, that dude's not going to put out a good album. You know what I mean?
It's very true.
You need anger.
Very true.
If everything goes well, there's nothing to get emotional about. You know, it just takes that extra layer.
Yeah.
I forgot my Opal card.
Yeah,
Better go write a song. Jesus sucks.
yeah, man. But anyway, that's a bit of the dynamic behind the scene, and it's always changing. And it's good to hear that you guys click well. We get a fair few bands that like tour, and occasionally this will be the first spot. Sometimes Canberra is the first. Like for example,
I've noticed
at the
that.
gates was
the Thursday night sort of thing happening. Yeah. No, I've noticed that a lot.
So we kind of get that fresh, but then occasionally if you cop it at the end, you like some of the stories from the road and things like that. There's tension. You know, the tour bus smells too much like Macca's. Like, it gets all that sort of stuff. Have you guys had any cool stories from touring?
Not really much touring, man.
We haven't done much touring.
Yeah.
Mostly played in Sydney and one show in Newcastle. Really.
Yeah, Sydney and one show in Newcastle so far.
Interview us again after Slovenia. We'll tell
It's a bit, we've got to sleep in tents, so
Yeah, man. When's that on?
July.
Yeah.
Last week of July.
Perfect, man.
It's a whole week festival as well, so it's a lot of
It's a
drinking
good
there.
lead up into if you go to Wacken and things like that. So there's like a little gap. So you go straight to Metal Days.
Yeah.
And then you do the bigger tour and go to Wacken straight after. And I think there's Blast Fest as well the week after.
Yeah, the
Wacken.
one, yeah.
And Grass Pop and all those.
Brutal Assaults are
Party
in there as
scene.
well.
Yeah, because I did party scenes last
because-
year after it.
Yeah.
Europe loves their metal. There's
definitely.
a festival every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick, man. So that'll be then. So hopefully, if you, I'll see you back in Canberra. We can do a debrief after that one.
Sounds good.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. How is it? Is it? So it's the first time you guys have done international with Heathen Spawn.
Yeah.
How's that all going down? Organising it all pretty well.
Yeah.
Slowly getting there, but
It's just getting money for flights, really.
Yeah.
We should have booked a tour, but like we're all just working. We're just busy, It's all full on. It's a shit time to leave, and it's just full on. Like I got a kid. Like we've all got problems.
just trying to get the time off his work.
Time off work. That's like because we're all full time.
Yeah, man.
Being in a band doesn't pay the bills
For now.
for now.
Until the overseas tour and you guys blow
right.
up, man. So
Yeah.
that'll be sick. Yeah, so I think one of the first, because Jay actually used to be a guest on the show, and I had a different co-host, and I remember in one of the shows he said grind doesn't pay, because grindcore is like the Inhuman Remnant, so I was like grind doesn't pay. I remember that from early shows, but you know how it goes. You mentioned that you play in Sydney a fair bit. Is there here in Canberra, the Basement is the home venue for most metal bands.
Right.
Do you guys have a favourite up there that you usually play at?
It would be the Bald-Faced Stag, which is now the Crowbar. Crowbar have bought it from Brisbane and taken it over, and that's that or the Valve. The Valve are right in the middle of the city.
Sick.
If you're lucky, you get the factory floor.
Or the factory, the factory underneath. So the factory's where all the international bands play, but there's a couple of little venues around it.
Yeah.
Like downstairs and stuff, and.
We've got the smaller bars there.
A couple of little
like
smaller,
Frankie's
yeah.
as
There's
well.
Frankie's is great. Frankie's to play. Frankie's great. Yeah.
Hideaway as well.
Hideaway and Enmore. There's a lot closing down, but they're still kicking. No, it's no. You don't need to be worried just yet.
Man, it's good to see it going there. I know that we mentioned before for Anel Nafrak, I went up to Crowbar to watch that gig, and that was sick, man. Like, it's a good venue up there. I dig it. I mean, I had vegan jalapeno poppers. What else is there? And it wasn't just a jalapeno. It actually had the cheese stuff in the middle. Like, like they didn't just make it vegan by taking the inside out.
For sure. Yeah.
So, it's a good venue, man. I'm always happy to support other ones. I mean, we do a fair bit of work here with the Basement, but obviously Transit Bar, and I know there's a few gigs at A&U every now and then.
Still got the Potbelly down here?
Still got the Potbelly. It does
The Green
gigs.
Room? No, long time, hey. Yeah.
Actually, do you guys know a Northern Territory band called Miasma?
I've seen the name, yeah.
They played at Potbelly one night, man.
Right.
Yeah, like it's a smaller bar.
Yeah.
And I was walking back from here because I used to live past the Potbelly.
Yep.
And I just heard like Miasma playing. Like they're just like brutal, right?
Yeah.
And you just hear they just released Bacteria of This Earth.
Yeah.
And which is they're just thumping the front. There's a window in the front. And it's just moving like a diaphragm.
Yeah, nice.
And I went in there and I'm like, what's going on here? And the dude's just like, oh man, like we're just doing an album tour. Do you want to buy one? And I'm just like, yeah, man, I'll get a ticket and an album. I'll watch the rest of the set. And I've been cranking that album since. And I noticed they put out another one since then. So, but just randomly, Northern Territory band playing at the Potbelly.
Yeah, killer.
Like rolling through.
I think they recently just come through to the Crowbar as well in Sydney.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, I used to come down here a lot for Kill for Satan. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were, oh mate, what a band. Yeah, like and Psychrice, like
Yep. Yeah, well, Yuri's in.
Yeah, you had some. Yeah, Yuri's
Tortured
my mate. Yeah. Tortured and yeah.
Well, it's actually sometimes we don't interview bands. We'll sometimes have an individual member.
Yeah.
So I mean, Yuri's one of the guys. Like,
Great.
Any one of those people, I'd love to have on. I haven't had him yet, but that's an opportunity for me to, because you could get Yuri and speak about Tortured and
For sure.
Psychrice and
I'm
like
an Angel and
we played we played what was it, Godfuck, the other on the show before. It's one of their tracks from Psychrice. Good hard hitting one. But yeah, when I got it, man, because we actually interviewed Witch Skull the weekend I got that CD. And I'm like, wait, Joel, check out what I got. And he's just like, whoa, Psychrice, man. Like, haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, cool.
Lucy sent it up.
Yeah,
So
Witch Scroll, great. Yeah.
yeah, man.
Great band.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, you get to... it's good to see that people that were in massive bands are still in bands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you might not see them again, or they move away, or... You know, it's just cool to be able to chat. And also a totally different type of band, too. Like, Witch Skull,
Oh yeah.
completely different.
Yeah. It's got that stonery vibe
Man,
that I
Witch
dig.
Skull's
Yeah.
the band that you could just do forever.
Yeah,
you know what I
100%.
mean.
Yeah,
you could
no,
you could
great.
always enjoy Witch Skull, no matter how old range you're in.
And they have a great following up in Sydney as well.
Yeah,
They always
cool,
play
man.
with great bands, so can't go wrong.
I got their last album on vinyl, and it was just like super good on the lo-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fuller
Yeah.
from Goat Sound did that. But thanks guys. We'll call it there, and thanks for
having us.
coming in. And maybe next time in the show we'll be able to speak about your overseas trips.
Sure.
And I know that I'll catch you down at Heathen Fest on the 1st of June.
We'll do another interview there.
Yeah,
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Chat a little bit more about some of
Sounds
the
good.
stories from Bastardizer.
For sure.
Cool, man. All right, closing it out here on Canberra Metalheads.
Hey, this is Chris from Heathen Spawn. You're listening to Canberra Metalheads.
Hello and welcome to the interview section of Canberra Metalheads. You got Marky Malphas,
And JDecay.
joined here with the guys from Monoliyth. From left to right, we've got...
Hi, I'm Bale, I'm the bass player, and you're listening to Imminent Demise.
Perfect, man. Awesome
that gets
job.
that out the road.
Yeah, and next we got
I'm Adam, and I play the drums.
Nick playing guitar.
I'll play the mouth organ.
Homer, guitars.
Perfect.
Andrew, vocals.
Perfect, man. It's good to have you guys all on here. Here live at the basement, recording an episode, ready for the gig tonight, Black Venom, and also prior we were talking to the guys from Heathen Spawn. So it's a good little gig tonight with everybody on there.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, I say little, but there's a decent crowd rocking up, which is really good to see.
See to it like it.
Resurrection night.
Yeah, that's it. Well, the other thing is too, like I noticed James from Ashes to Dust hit me up for this one, so it's been on the cards for a little bit. How's the whole process been coming down, the travelling and everything like that?
Awesome, man. Absolutely awesome.
Really good
Been
gig,
many moons since we've been in Canberra, but brilliant, man. Been well looked after, awesome bands, great fucking venue.
Yep.
So happy to be here, man.
Yeah, good, man.
Good to get in the bus and wreak some havoc.
Yeah. Do you all go into one bus or split it up? You got a
Yeah,
5-piece band?
We all jammed into the one
The
bus.
same bus, mate. Yeah, the whole way.
We're old school, man. It's a fucking road trip.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
happening, man.
We're drinking, a few laughs
We
involved.
like it to be intimate.
Yeah, that's exactly
Sitting on each
right.
other's laps and all that sort of good stuff, you know.
I remember, do you guys know the local band, they also played in Orange called Deprivation? Yeah. So one Deprivation's, I think, second last gig before they split, because they've been going since 2006. We, the whole basement crew, like 10 of us, just the regulars, got a bus and went to Orange. And that was a rad trip. They played with. Do you guys know who Tensions Arise from Sydney? So like it was a pretty rad gig with those guys, and also I forget who else was on the bill, but yeah, I just remember the whole weekend. Yeah, just all the way to Orange to watch those guys. But now Depp's mostly based in Canberra. Most people have moved here now, so and they've reformed. They're actually about to drop a new album. So
how good's the Canberra scene?
yeah,
We get different feedback, and I get bands coming down from Canberra and Melbourne helping put shows together. And a lot of people say it's a bit fickle.
Yeah,
The Basement's been the place to go to for as long as I can remember.
Yep.
Used to do shows at the uni
Yep.
back in the day.
yeah.
That was
But,
awesome.
I mean, it seems to me that the scene's pumping and it's on the way up, yeah?
It is, yeah. Well, there's a couple of things that I've noticed that have changed since the scene's gone up. One of them is the Basement's expanded and enabled bigger bands to come through Canberra.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the first big bands that happened just before I started on the podcast is Cradle of Filth played here. Which is
man.
like...
That's respect, man. It's fucking big respect.
Yeah, and then only a couple, I think 2 months ago, we had Phil Anselmo came through here from Pantera.
I was doing a power
Yeah, we
trip
went to
flyer
that,
out
yeah.
there. How
Yeah,
good's that?
yeah.
A lot of our mates are the bigger promoters these days, been around forever and a day. And
Yeah,
seriously, why wouldn't you come to Canberra?
yeah.
I mean, a lot of places hit and miss. It's hard to put a tour together in Australia. Everything's so far apart, and it's just hard to get enough shows together to keep the band.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you come in? You know,
Yeah, exactly, man.
gotta be better than Brisbane, just quietly.
Oh man, look, I've had some pretty big bands coming through here as well, like just on the show. Like we had Todd from Psychroptic did an interview with us. Like you see bands like that, because Psychroptic, they're like 90s, man.
Fuck
Like
yeah.
they've been kicking
Still
for a long
pulling crowd
time.
everywhere, though, man.
Yeah. Well, they fill this place up still. So, but even bands that are in a different style, like Thy Art Is Murder is a deathcore band. King Parrot,
Yeah.
like punk metal.
Yeah.
You know, like
What
Youngie's
a
always.
fucking great show on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man. Oh, Youngie's always keen for a chat too. Like he's very approachable, although he's in a massive band.
Youngie's
Mate, he's all about that
good
detail.
one.
yeah.
One of our mates, he's
Yeah,
one of that.
I tell you what's crazy, man. Like I remember, so I seen King Parrot. Do you know? Do you remember a band? We're actually talking about it with Heathen Spawn. A band called Psychros with Yuri. Yeah. So
Briefly, yeah.
yeah. So and so we
So I go back to the days of Armored Angel and
Psychros.
Alchemy and
Yeah.
these were the traditional what we came through Canberra, played the uni, went on to Sydney, brought the Canberra band with us.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden there was a bit of a lull and a bit of what no one was too sure about what was going on up here.
Yeah.
And like I said, now you see your Psychroptics and your King Parrots coming through here, and promoters will bring, Phil Anselmo along, and it's like really encouraging, man. It's like, it's great.
This scene's on the up and up.
It is, definitely.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like with so Yuri from Psychroptic is in a band now called Tortured. Well, as one of their recent members. And when King Parrot played Canberra the first time I ever seen them, they were supporting Tortured, which is a local band.
Excellent.
I paid $10 to see King Parrot.
Awesome.
And
Every
came
day
in,
of the week.
and I tell you what though, I didn't actually know that I'd never been to a King Parrot show before, man. So
Experience, man.
so man, I'm in the front as you are, just taking in a new experience.
Man,
And,
you
uh,
started flying over the top of your
Youngie
head.
just jumped, and
Yeah.
everyone cleared, and I was the only one there. And I grabbed him, and he was over my back, and I'm holding him like fireman carry, and just spinning around in the mosh pit while he's still singing, hunched over my shoulder. It's just the first time I've ever seen King Parrot. And then, like, we're only talking about what 6 years later. I'm behind the bar, and he's up the front singing "Walk" with Phil Anselmo, doing backup vocals.
Yeah, this is crazy.
I'm just like, man, you're singing "Walk" with Phil Anselmo on the stage, and I remember seeing $10 to see your band.
Really hard-working band. Yeah, like Matty Young's got to be one of the most intelligent blokes I've met in the metal scene for 20 years. Like, nothing goes to chance. It's been formulated. He's had it all in his head. When he rolled King Parrot, it was like a formula that he knew exactly what the fuck he was doing, where he
Got that off
wanted
the
to
ground
be.
quick.
Yep.
And kudos. Well, I take my hat off, man.
Yeah, in no part does their success come down to luck.
There's no
They
chance
fucking
that
work
there's
their
no
asses
luck
off.
in that. Then
Yeah.
it's like,
Constant.
consistent
hard
touring.
work,
Yeah.
hard work. They
Yeah, man.
played every shithole little joint, everywhere on the planet, anywhere that they could get accepted into, and kudos, man, they've earned it. You know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a hard-hitting show, man. It's like it's a workout every time to do it time after time. I was talking to Toddy, the drummer, and he was saying that, man, sometimes, like when they played Soundwave, you'll see a pile of people on him, but as long as you can still hear the vocals, you know he's all right. Yeah, man. But that's like the local scene and stuff. But how long have you guys been kicking for? I know I've seen you guys around.
Yeah, the band started in '98.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was more a thrash band, more sort of Creator Megadeth style.
Yeah, cool.
And then I wanted to sort of heavy things up a bit, so we just branched out and sort of got into the Florida death scene.
Grow a pair of testicles.
Yeah. And sort of amped everything up a bit, dropped the tuning and just went for the more old school death metal sort of
He's done
style.
a couple of loose deros along the way.
Yeah, and here we are. So
Yeah, cool, man. Well, like we're talking earlier with the guys from Heathen Spawn, obviously, as I've mentioned before, and the singer Chris is also in Bastardizer.
Correct, yeah.
So it's cool to have that crossover. Do you guys have any of you guys in multiple bands or anything like that?
I'm from Persecution pedigree from way back when, and Hobbs for a long time. Amos played in Hobbs. We've always running it. Young Andy says,
Yeah, I'm in another band called Apotheosis.
Okay.
Just sort of starting.
Doing vocals there as well?
No, guitar and vocals.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
yeah, we've all, like I say, mate, I've cut a few laps around the block. That was only because I was too pissed to come on your house. But,
Yeah.
Adam and I actually played in our first death metal band together.
Blood Kill was
Yeah, Blood Kill back in the
Long
fucking
time ago.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Just the old farts that never go away, man.
Keep at
That's
it.
it. Well, like speaking of Hobbs, you got Hobbs Angel of Death down
we're
at
doing a
Maria.
show,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing a show coming up
Yeah.
on the South Coast.
Yep.
So
And
we're
my young bloke,
Canberra chapter
yeah, so my,
of Metalheads, so South Coast and Canberra.
yeah, and we're doing that with Bastardizer. So
Yep.
my young bloke who's now 20, he runs in about 3 bands with me.
Yep.
He's like probably the last member of Persecution that hasn't played in Hobbs, so
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get that sorted out,
Yeah, cool, man.
He's been mates with Pete since he was about 7 years old, so for him to now be 20 and get that sort of respect to get on the stage with, some that earns the fucking respect, but
Yeah.
No, it was the same faces, same, you got to still show these young blokes how it's done,
Yeah, man. That's it.
Almost like 10 years in, mate, we're only just starting to show those blokes, what traditional death metal's about.
Yeah, I like the traditional feel, and also as a 5-piece, you can really get behind the traditional feel
I
about
don't
it.
think there's too many fucking bands around that do it in that crossover thrash to death metal area where there's melody in there. It's not melodic death metal. It's not technical death metal.
yeah,
but
it's
just
right,
really
right in
pure
the
still.
it's right in the realm of old school
Yeah.
death metal, but we're just big on the solos and the harmonies and the
I think that's fresh from the young boys coming through.
Yeah.
I don't think they've actually experienced too much in that early death metal stage. So at the end of the day, mate, we just have a ball doing what we do, man. It's like you wouldn't know how not to do it.
I like to hear that, man. Like, it definitely shows when you can go through and say that you've been kicking for however stuff.
Dude, I've been in this game for fucking 35 plus years.
Yeah, yeah.
I ain't about to give it up in a hurry. Like,
It's nearly like it's part of it, you know what I mean? Like you hear a lot of the other scenes, not metal, but just others, it's like the stage is separate. Yeah, but I think that with metal, it's a lifestyle. It's not just
It is.
So I've been playing in metal bands since I was 12 years old. I'm about 2 to 50.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to fucking do with myself.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, I'm the
playing,
same.
Yeah, like I've honestly tried to give up, music 3 times, and I just couldn't do
You
it.
lose your
You know what I
identity.
mean?
You just can't
Fuck
do it.
that.
Pete
Yeah.
Ross is in his 60s, mate. He's tried retirement. That didn't take over. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like-
Now he's coming back and doing Heathen Fest.
Yeah,
So.
you just got to do what you got to do. Like it's sort of what
It's all feeling. It's all it is.
yeah. It's all what
keeps you
it's what you're
alive,
about. You know?
seriously. As metalheads, it's proven, mate. We are the most fucking balanced, normal human beings on the planet.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably the happiest.
The reason we're not in with a psychiatrist swinging from a tree is because we got metal.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And it's legit too. And the amount of times I know people that sort of, they're not fully in the scene, they kind of like a bit of heavier
Put a toe
music.
on it, yeah.
And then you bring them in and they get a few gigs behind them and they get into it. It's like a thing, man. They
That's
enjoy it.
It's
Well, it's
life
like-
then. Once you're
Well,
in,
don't worry about
yeah.
religion, don't worry about politics, this is my clan.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I can go anywhere on the planet, don't speak the same lingo, and we're brethren. Like, we're there for the same reasons. The same thing that makes my heart beat is the same that makes all these people around the world beat.
Yeah.
It's got to be healthy, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny, like you see, when you see like metal bands from other countries that don't speak English,
Makes no
but
difference.
it's like it looks exactly the same. They're still
right.
thrashing. They're still, still smashing it out. They even, everyone moshes the same no matter where you go.
It really
language
doesn't
of
make any
nations,
difference,
mate.
man. It's just like,
That's it.
everyone's there, there's never any fucking dramas, everyone's there for the music.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There's no politics, doesn't matter what you look like, what colour you are, who your imaginary friend is. It's just no fucking, it's all the same. You know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, for sure. And that's what, the more we do this show, the more we realise there's one thing that brings everyone together, and that's metal. And we play different bands. We play like, obviously we've had James on the show with Claret Ash, who does Smashes to Dust, touring. He was one of the first shows we ever did, was
What a
Claret
top
Ash.
dude, man.
Yeah,
Seriously.
queuing all this up. And then we've got like, we go all the way down to a whole range of stuff. And I mean, so it's good to just see the progression of stuff and everyone in the local scene all helping each other out.
Oh, it's a brotherhood, man. It's a community. I mean, I run Hellfire Records,
Yeah,
and I always say, like, hard rock to fucking extreme metal,
yeah,
because it's anything that's like underground or alternative,
Yeah.
it's a community, man. Like, if everyone else is not there for each other, it's like, then there's something going wrong, like...
yeah, for sure, man. You notice it in the pit. Like, I've been with people to gigs that haven't been to metal gigs, as I said before, and they'll be like, "How does everyone mosh like that and what like so heavy?" And then as soon as someone falls down, everyone helps them back up. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
a
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Help everybody
I've
up.
had people come to the gig that aren't even into the music, Dave.
Yeah.
They've just
They
come as friends,
appreciate that.
and they just come to see. And
Yeah.
they're like, mate, that's unbelievable. I didn't
Yeah.
think it was going to be like that.
Intense.
They have in their head a different picture, then they go and see it, and they're like, that was really impressed by it,
Man, I think that metal, although it might not be everyone's cup of tea, it's
It's a genre everyone's loved to hate, isn't it?
well, like,
It's a genre that's never gone away.
I think everybody also appreciates the time and effort. To be in a metal band, you have to admit, especially like a technical band, or you actually still have to be a good musician. Whether you like it or not, a lot of time and effort's gone into it.
Musicians of any genre will go,
Heaps.
that's not my cup of tea, but I fucking appreciate the
Yeah, yeah.
technicality. I appreciate the musicianship in it
Yeah.
to pull it off,
Yeah, man. No, that's it for sure. Before we wrap it up, we'll just go on a bit more, just a quick timeline of the band. Obviously not the original singer. How long you been in the band for?
2 years, is it? Something like that. I've got to look around it. Yeah, about 2 years.
2 years. And who's originals?
Hamer's been around a bit longer.
Yeah, I started in 2009.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it might have even been.
Yeah, it would have been
One of-
2009, but there was a long hiatus
Yeah.
where the band was just pretty much inactive.
I started in the band when I started demoing this album for Mick a few years ago and just didn't go away. Like,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where it was just quality and you just go, yeah, I've got to be part of this. And that's pretty much how
Yeah, I was
right.
asking. I asked Bo. I said, you know any bass players would need another. Oh yeah, I'll play for you. So that was that sort of
Bit of a
straight up.
name.
It all sort of came together. Myself and Bo, we played metal for Melbourne with Hobbs.
Hobbs, yeah.
Yep.
And the Dark
a
Earth
couple
boys that
of
used
years
to play
back.
in the band.
And I was watching a Bremlin and just going,
Yeah.
And
Yes,
so I called Mick up and I said, dude, we've got to get this band back together. And then, like I said earlier, Adam and I played together previously.
Yeah,
Same as
Homer
myself
and I
and Bo.
played with Hobbs. And
Yeah,
And I knew this delinquent, you know, just from around the traps.
I used to be in Suffolk Hunt years ago.
yeah.
So I called him up,
Illustrious.
and here we are.
happened pretty quickly, didn't it?
Perfect.
Yeah, it all started. It just fell straight into place. Actually, it was really good.
So essentially, this lineup's
It's a
been
cracking
about
lineup.
2 years.
Yeah.
It's a good lineup.
Not,
And it's-
not a huge amount of time in the timeline of the band, but
It looks like you.
Everyone's just the right amount of fucked up to make it work.
Yeah.
It's
It
been a
loo-
good fucking.
It looks like you're gelling well and getting it good, and also being a 5-piece and clicking so well. It's really good to hear.
No, we've got a good
It's
brotherhood.
intense.
We have this.
You'll see tonight, the best way I can describe it is that my Monoliyth gig at this era was just intense.
Yeah.
Like, you feel it, you know?
sick.
Cool, man. We pretty much covered off everything in the scene and things like that. Is there anything personally with the band? You guys got any albums or anything that you want to promote?
Yeah, we're recording at the moment. We've got a shitload of tours, like a shitload of interstate shows. We're here. We're going to Gold Coast, Brisbane. We're playing fucking...
We've got Adelaide coming up.
yeah,
Tassie.
Tassie, Sydney.
We're doing it under the Southern Cross on the
Southern
31st
Cross.
of August.
We're doing the blood
Bloodbath.
bath
we're open
support
for
in
Bloodbath.
Melbourne. So
Yeah,
it's
we're
all
pretty busy.
happening.
Yeah.
We've got a full dance card at the moment. It's good.
We're
And
aiming.
in pre-production for the second full-length album at the moment. So yeah, we've got a lot on the plate, but we're looking forward to it all. And
But yeah, no, it's a happening thing, and hopefully people dig it because like we are.
going
So
away.
yeah, we ain't going away, man. We'll jam it down your throat. Like,
Yeah, perfect, man. Well, like I said, we've covered off most things. I wanted to touch on that last album, and it's good to hear a little bit of the history of the band and also some more about, previous projects and history and all that sort of stuff. I like to wrap it up with all of that. We kicked off the show with one of your tracks. Now, do you have another one that you wanted to play after the interview? Is there a certain one that you think might close it out?
Yeah, I was thinking Mutilation, man.
yeah,
Let's keep it
Mutilation.
old school for
That's
the minute.
a song off the first album back in 2008.
It's
Cool.
a different singer too, I've got to say, off that album. It's not
Different
me.
vocalist,
Okay.
yeah.
Someone with talent that
So-
was. It was back
Someone
in
a
the
lot
day.
better starts down.
Yeah, cool. All right, we'll close it up with that and play the final track. Thank you for coming on the show.
Good work, guys,
Awesome.
man.
Cheers.
Keep rocking it.
And
Thanks
I'll
for
catch
James
you
for
at
setting
Heathen
it all
Fest
up
if you're
too.
playing for Hobbs,
Done
yeah?
deal, man.
Yep,
Done deal.
cool.
Bianca, bam.